You've done it. You've done it all. 6 days a week, 2-hour sessions, drop sets, giant sets, supersets, forced reps, cluster sets. You've literally thrown the kitchen sink at it and you look no different. You still look like a bag of milk. You can't understand why it is you're not building muscle. What's the fucking point? Well, in this video, I'm going to talk you through exactly what you're doing, why it's likely a waste of time, what you can change with your training today to start seeing better results. My name's Chris. I am a 42-year-old father, husband, coach, and I know what you're thinking. Chris, you don't look 42. Thank you. It means a lot. I've competed in strongman, powerlifting, CrossFit. I am the biggest, most aesthetically pleasing and strongest person on YouTube. Disclaimer, that might not be true. But joking aside, I've also worked with hundreds of people over the years, helped them build muscle, get in the shape of their life, cut the bullshit out of their training so they start getting rewarded for their efforts. In this video, we're going to break things down in terms of what you're probably doing that's a fucking waste of time, how you can change it. Let's get into it. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, Chris, you look absolutely jacked. I'd love to be as massive as you. But how do I know if I'm training like a fanny or not? Well, it's a good question. If you click the link in the description, I created a free video. It'll talk you through what you need to review with your own training and how to identify whether you are in fact training like a fanny. Click the link in the description. You will get instant access today. Now, I can't believe I'm having to say this on a video, particularly in 2026. But follow a program. For the love of God, it's like Gym 101. Follow a training program. If you're serious about wanting to build muscle, screenshotting workouts off Instagram and trying to piece together some half-arsed program yourself is not going to cut it. Turning up to the gym and seeing what is available on any given day isn't going to cut it. If you don't have that structure there, how the hell do you know that you've got consistency week to week from a volume perspective? If you're turning up and every intention is that you're going to jump on that chest press machine, but let's face it, the broccoli-haired teenagers have done 27 sets, they're now texting each other, and there's no sign that that's going to be free anytime soon. Switching that out for a seated row means that you've done 2 opposing muscle groups. You've swapped a push movement for a pull movement. And if you're doing that within 2 movements in one session, the likelihood is your training is a clusterfuck of nonsense. Follow a program. I'm not even saying you need to follow one of my programs. Go on ChatGPT. It will give you a program. Just for the love of God, follow something that is going to give you a degree of consistency week after week, month after month, so you can get your teeth sunk into it and actually start seeing some results. Number 2. That was number 2, not fuck off. Track your numbers. What doesn't get tracked doesn't get measured. Bit of a wanky quote, but it's true. Track your numbers, whether it's in a written logbook, whether it's on an app. I'm busy. I can't tell you what I did on my second set of the Cybex chest press last Tuesday. Mostly because I don't train on a Tuesday. But the point is, I can't remember what I do for every set of every movement of every session week after week. Track your numbers. Progressive overload comes in different forms. It's not always just lifting more weight. It's more reps, cleaner reps, paused reps, all of this sort of stuff. But if you're not tracking anything, how do you know that you're not improving or are improving? Have I just contradicted myself? You know what I mean. Start tracking them. It doesn't take long, but it'll give you a wealth of information to know that when you're going into the gym today, the intention is that I beat last week. Whether it is just chasing a couple of extra reps or you're able to add a little bit of weight. If you track your numbers, you know what the intention is, you can get after it. Numero 3. Not only are you getting a slightly different angle because my arm was starting to ache, but I bet you didn't realise I can speak multiple different languages. You're not taking sets to failure. Now, before you start to lose your fucking mind and come at me with you don't need to train to failure and that just causes overtraining, most people do not train hard enough to even worry about overtraining. So just get that out of your head. There is a thing called the 5-rep rule, which means that arguably the 5 reps closest to failure have the most transformative effect, not only on your physique, but the muscle that you will build and the strength that you will accrue. Which means that if you're stopping the set because the program says 8 to 10 reps and you get to the 10th rep and stop, all you're essentially doing is just ticking a box. Because if you potentially had 15, 16 reps in the tank, you haven't tapped into that part of the set that's truly challenging the muscle. Does that mean that the first 10 reps were pointless? No, of course not. but why would you leave potential progress on the table? If I just said to you, I want you to do 2 sets of leg press, you'd ask me 2 questions. 1, how many reps? 2, what sort of weight? Use the rep range as an indication of load. If I say you're going to do 3 to 5 reps, that's quite clearly going to indicate you're using a heavier load than if you do 12 to 15. But that doesn't mean if you get to the 5th rep or the 15th rep, you just stop. Your body doesn't know what is written down on the program. Your body only responds to stimulus. So take the sets towards failure. Don't worry about overtraining. It's not going to happen. Trust me, and you'll build more muscle. Number 4, you think that more is better. So you're doing like 4 working sets, 5 working sets. You're training 6, 7 days a week. Just stop it. The more frequency that you put into your training, the less volume that needs to go into each session. You could argue that if you're doing 4 working sets on every movement of every session, it's just junk volume. If you learn how to properly set up and execute movements, in many cases, 2 working sets, taken as close to failure as you possibly can, is going to elicit far greater gains than doing a 3rd and a 4th working set. Now, if you're fairly new to training, or if you're on a 3-day training split, then yes, maybe a 3rd set, potentially, depending on the movement, a 4th set may be beneficial. But if you've got a degree of training experience, less in many cases is more. Most people are going to benefit from a 4 to a 5-day split with 2 working sets on bigger movements and maybe 3 on isolation-based movements, just smaller like biceps, triceps, lateral raises, things like that. You'll get far more out of it. You'll recover far easier. You won't twat your joints. I hope YouTube doesn't penalise me for that. But your joints won't feel battered all of the time. Trust me, I'm talking from experience. I've made far more progress on 2 working sets in anywhere between the 6 to 15 rep range than I ever did on 3 working sets, 4 working sets or beyond. And I'm on a 5-day split. And finally, and it's not that sexy, you're just not prioritising recovery. I know what you're thinking, oh fuck it. Trust me, I know it's not the latest Dorian Yates drop set, superset, muscle building workout, but it's going to build more muscle than spending 7 days a week in the gym, killing yourself and getting nowhere fast. Take care of nutrition, sleep, hydration, supplementation. All of these things that take place outside of the gym place just as much importance as what goes on inside of the gym. It's not what you can do, it's what you can recover from. This is why in many cases, for most people that have got jobs and families and commitments and shit going on, less is more. 4 to 5 days a week with a couple of rest days and good quality nutrition and sleep and everything that I've just said will elicit far greater progress than 7 days a week where you feel like a bag of spanners, you can't train because everything hurts, it's unnecessary. Just stop it. And that's it, that's your video. Most of you probably will never see this clip because you haven't stayed long enough, but if you did, thank you, you're a fucking legend. If you haven't already subscribed, please massage my ego, hit subscribe, support the channel. I'll be back with future videos. If you haven't got this far and you're not seeing this clip, I hope you have a fucking terrible day.